Alright, looks like we're live. Hello to Shelly and Hamster. How you guys doing? There's only one language for this, right? I'm gonna trust that I got the right stream up. It doesn't say if it's, German or English, so I'm just going to assume it's on English. Okay, there we go. You're showing a bunch of disclaimers. Yeah, I'm doing well. Forward to this stream. Just finished a mod for Half-Life 2 before watching MGS. Oh, really? What's the mod about? Is it narrative focused or visual? I wonder if we'll ever see like a Black Mesa update for Half-Life 2 similar to what we did with the first Half-Life, or I should say, a fan remaster. Something akin to Black Mesa, but for Half-Life 2. I think Half-Life 2 still looks great. That's a timeless looking game. So, and I have seen all the mods that really change up the way the visuals look. I actually think I tried a couple of them back in the day. Hey Tyler. Yeah, all good on my side. Hope you're doing well as well. I'm looking forward to this presentation. I've been very impressed with the Future Games showcases. The last couple of times, it's been like a handful of really good announcements, some really interesting games, different games, and they're not too long either. So it's always been a fun time watching these. I'm hoping for something equally as interesting. We got Dawn of the Bloodwalker there. See some Chronos on the sides. Hell is Us. So some good games. Air Exchange Revision is a custom campaign off of Half-Life 2's cut chapter that was leaked in 2003. Okay, got you. I'm surprised they have not made a game where you play as a guard dog yet, or maybe there is. There's a lot of games that a lot of people don't know about that are gems, especially from small devs. Well, I agree there. Yeah, I'm sure it'll happen. I mean, everyone's big on the simulators these days, right? So, is there like a pet grooming simulator and like a dog breeder simulator? Like, everyone wants to create a simulator for just about everything. People want to create games where they're basically doing work. You're doing a job, except you're not getting paid. Although I'm curious though if it's going to get to the point where you can put down one of those simulators as like work experience and be like, well, I have 50 hours in truck driving simulator, so this is why I'd be good for the job. Something like that. Or I have 100 hours in Power Wash Simulator, so I can open up my own business with that. I know all the ins and outs. I wonder if that's ever going to happen. Like in the future, people will start doing that because there's a simulator for everything. Anyways, looking back at the presentation for Gamescom, yeah, I think it was okay. It's kind of mid in my opinion. There's a couple of really good announcements. Again, like the highlight for me was really Routine. I was really happy that Routine was coming back and that it's coming out later this year. That really shocked me that it's coming out later this year. Although I'm really hoping on a physical release. I still have not seen any information on that. There's a couple of other, decent announcements as well, but I mean, it wasn't ultra memorable, but it was a decent presentation. So somewhere in between, I guess. Animal Trainer Simulator is good as well. You can train dogs and horses. Okay, so they have something like that. Well, it's just going to keep growing. Everyone's going to get into the niche of certain things like that. Did you guys see, by the way, that the big announcement this morning was Sony is increasing the price of the PlayStation consoles by $50 in the US specifically? due to tariffs and all that stuff. So now, after already getting a price increase, the digital edition of the PS5 here, because remember it was $400 at launch, then it went to $450. Now it's going to be $500 for the digital edition PS5, $550 for the PS5 with the disc, and $750 for the PlayStation 5 Pro. $750, which puts it at the same price now as the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X Special Edition that Microsoft was trying to sell. I don't know anyone, like literally anyone, who paid $750 for a 2 terabyte Series X. That's a bit excessive. Even if you're an Xbox fan, that's a bit excessive. I think the Future Games Showcase will be a surprise today with some big announcements. I hope so. Again, we're looking through the posters here as they're going through this endless hallway, and some big games. Yeah, in any case, it's a $50 increase to all that hardware. And people are talking about, like, oh, don't worry, if you plan to pick one up during the holidays because it's going to go on sale to its original price. But it's like, this has never happened in history. I can't ever recall another generation where the price increases, where you saw price increases year over year. Like, if you got a console at launch, you got the best deal. You literally got the best deal. I mean, you think about that, that's insane. And then I was looking at like GPU prices, and like a 5070 Ti, now granted I know it's not for MSRP, but if it was for MSRP, is like the same price as a PS5 Pro, and it is substantially more powerful. In fact, the 9070 XT from AMD is substantially more powerful than the PS5 Pro, and it's actually less than the PS5 Pro's base cost now, if you get it at MSRP. That's the the caveat there, is that you have to actually get it at MSRP. That's insane to me, and it really kind of paints this really weird, interesting picture for next generation. What's going to happen with prices there? The cost of entry alone. If this is what we're paying now, and we've seen over 5 years no price decreases but increases, what's that going to mean for the PlayStation 6 or whatever the next Xbox will be called? I'm almost expecting that Nintendo will do that with the Switch too. Maybe not this year because they just launched this year, but maybe next year if things keep up, same pace. And then Microsoft finally gave a date for their Xbox handheld. I'll get to your questions later in a bit, Tyler. Don't worry. Xbox finally revealed their release date for the ROG Ally, Xbox version, whatever it's called. And they won't tell a price. They say, yeah, we're not ready to avail a price yet, but considering market conditions, I mean, you could guess. I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, it's gonna be like another $800 to $1,000 device. It's like, this hobby is getting to the point where it's becoming, very, very, I wouldn't say it's gatekeeping, but it's just like, there's such a big barrier basically for entry due to pricing. And in other countries, I know it's been a lot worse as well. So it's just really interesting and scary and just nuts that this far into the generation, the same hardware, with all that they're saving on manufacturing costs, the prices are still climbing and going up, and it's not over. We're getting that basically in the next couple days. All right, Tyler. You said if I made a Mirror's Edge style game, how would I do it? It's interesting. I like the idea, the merger between Mirror's Edge style movement and Deus Ex level design, and even to some extent gameplay. It'd definitely be an FPS. Probably not as fast paced, but rather more strategic and narrative focused. Of course, I have I have like a ton of ideas in my head for regarding games and narratives and stuff that I want to tell, but you know, it's like there are different game styles for each of those ideas. I guess the closest one that would fit your description that wouldn't directly be the Mirror's Edge IP would be a merger of Deus Ex style gameplay and Mirror's Edge style movement. In fact, I would say that's why I said the Perfect Dark reboot that was canceled. That's why I said it was like one of my dream games, because the way that that game looked conceptually and the gameplay that we saw, regardless of whether it was real or fake or whatever the case may have been, that style was just, you know, there hasn't really been a successful merger in that type of structure for a game like that. You know, it's always been one or the other. You can say to some extent Dying Light, but you know, Dying Light's more melee focused, and the level design is not as, you know, pristine as something like Deus Ex. And Titanfall is much more linear and fast paced, so it's something that would be more akin to what we were supposed to get with the Perfect Dark reboot. That was canceled, and that I'll never fucking forget Microsoft over. That really fucking irritates me. Some indie games. Some indies make games with styles of games they like. Oh yeah. Well, that's the whole reason behind the market, you know, is smaller, more interesting projects that could be more risky with less of a burden on the financial investment if it's not a success. Whatever happened with that game, by the way? It was way back during the Xbox One reveal. It's like a pixel art game, but it's like 2.5D. There's like depth to it. Night something. I'm trying to remember the title. Anyway, like that's been like, you know, a rocky development, and it looked really interesting, and it was a smaller game like that. You know, there are instances where stuff like, you know, mismanagement and everything like that just it plagues everything. It's not just specific to AAA. So, but yes, there's more of a there's more creative liberties that independent developers have, because they don't have that burden of the publisher, you know, and expectations of like, you know, investors and all that crap. If I would have made and went full Catalyst, but it's immersive sim, kind of divided this on. Oh yes, okay, well, something, yeah. Then Hamster, then I guess you and I would have a similar perspective on a merger of those styles, because that could be a really, really cool game. Be interesting. That's the thing about these parkour style games, there's not really a lot of them. You know. There's really I mean, Mirror's Edge really does it best, in my opinion. I'm not talking about that because of biases, but like Dying Light to me is very floaty, and it's fine. It works really well, but it's like the way they show Dying Light and how it looks and works in videos is not the same way that it plays. You know, you ever watch like the Dying Light 2 gameplay when it was first revealed? It's like there are moves in there, and the way that movement system looks, it's like it doesn't feel like that when you actually play. But yeah, that whole style, there's not really a lot of it. Some people take elements of it in shooters, like Titanfall, for example, or even Call of Duty to some extent. You know, Call of Duty had wall running and all that crap, but it's still a very niche and unique thing. Rooftops and Alleys is parkour focused. I have not heard of that. It's a good parkour game that released recently. Okay. Independent game on Steam, I would assume. By the way, let me know how the volume levels are. I didn't make any adjustments to the stream since last night, yesterday morning. I thought the volume sounded good, so in any case, but if I need to make any changes, just let me know. How's it going, Triggum? Good to see you. All right, here we go. Future Game Show. I was gonna say, is that their stage? That's incredible, but it's not. There's all these like fake silhouettes.
Welcome your hosts, David Hayter
and Maggie Robertson.
Oh, they got David Hayter.
Hello, everybody, and
wow.
welcome to the Future Games Show at Gamescom. I'm David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake and Big Boss in the Metal Gear Solid series.
And
I didn't even know he was supposed to be in this.
Though you may know me best as Orin, I Can Fix Her the Red from Baldur's Gate 3, or the internet's favorite tall vampire lady, Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village.
I think it's
Somebody picks on it. Okay.
Dimitrescu.
No. But today's Bloodsport is video game trailers. We've got a packed itinerary.
They found
full of
someone
world
that's as
premieres,
tall as
developer
her.
deep dives, demo drops, and so much more.
Well, you got that right.
She's really tall.
Just keep in mind that if anything catches your eye, you'll be able to find and wishlist it on the dedicated Future Games Show Steam page.
And once the show's over, there will be plenty
Yeah,
of follow-up
no, she's a bit taller than him,
gamesradar.com,
hamster, but
so keep an eye out
yeah,
for
like
that.
he's not that
Okay,
far off.
I think
Sometimes,
that's all the bases covered.
sometimes they put another dude next to
dive into
her,
our
and
opening trailer?
he's just like this the whole time.
It's time for our very first world premiere.
All right, here we go. Gotta love the brisk pace of this. Like the whole format of the show, and just, I mean, it's just really well done. Vietnam. It always irritated me that Call of Duty never really went in the Vietnam direction. I'm talking like hardcore Vietnam, like in terms of a full game on that. They've had certain levels and parts of Vietnam in there, but it was never really the focus. I wonder if it's a pride thing, because it's like the only war like America lost, and I wonder if it's like there's like a weird pride thing with that. It's like, well, we can't really do that, you know. It was all a fuck up. I wonder if that has something to do with it. Oh, it's Hell Let Loose. I guess it's an expansion. Or is it a new game? Might be a new game. I of course heard of the series, but I never played it.
Surprise! Hell Let Loose Vietnam is a brand new tactical shooter from the team behind, well, Hell Let Loose. It's coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in 2026.
We are starting as we mean to go on. And, oh, David, I just realized you're still here after the intro. That's always a good sign, right?
I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere.
You want to stay?
I am very stealthy, but
Okay.
you should be able to find me throughout the show. I guess now I'm locked in. And you should be too, because there's more where that came from.
Specifically, we've got a closer look at Edge of Memories, a JRPG with intense real-time combat. Let's find out when you can get your hands on it.
We have looked into your past and have seen nothing but darkness.
This looks somewhat familiar.
Failed time and time
I heard
again.
about this at the
And
last
as you are now, you are
MGS show.
powerless to change your future or the future of Harriet. We have seen the promise of your departure, the future, and your defeat.
The subtitle said like a woman that stands for whatever, and then it shows a guy in a goatee. I'm like, what?
We are the last warning of the gods.
Edge of Memories is coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox in 2026. Add it to your wish list so you can stay up to date on the road to launch.
All right, let's check in with Den of Wolves, a cyberpunk shooter where you and your friends engage in a
Oh, from
little
the Payday
industrial
devs.
espionage.
I like the sound of that. Let's see it.
I mean, I only played the very first Payday. No, I played Payday 2. well. This looks really good. I just wish it could be played solo. That's the only thing. I don't think there's a solo mode that they talked about, but I really like the style. Gunplay looks nice and tight. Yeah, I just wish it wasn't fully co-op focused.
Den of Wolves is bringing its techno thrills to PC soon, so stick it on your wish list.
Every FPS should have an off-light bots
White
option.
stick
Yeah,
flicks it
I
ready,
agree.
folks, because our friends at Full Circle are here to tell us more about Skate Full Stop, or Skate 4, I guess. I'm not so sure.
Oh, by
Let's
the
just
way,
go
speaking
with
of Skate, I've been playing it. I got into the beta, or the test, whatever you want to call it, and I've been playing it.
Hi,
I mean, I'm not a.
creative director on
It
Skate.
looks very
I'm Jeff
different,
Seamster, I'm the head
but
creative of Full Circle.
and it's
Right
also
now
a lot
we're working on
heavier
Skate, which is the next evolution of the
than
Skate
I remember the
franchise.
Skate
It's
games
taking
being. Although I
place
haven't
in
played
a
Skate 3, and I
large-scale
think that this is
multiplayer
really
world,
based
so all
off
the
of
things that you know and
Skate
love about
3 and
Skate
stuff.
will be happening alongside tens of thousands,
What's
hundreds of
interesting to
thousands,
me,
millions of other
though,
players.
is the
Excited to
fact
talk about
that
today. I'm excited to talk about this game forever.
you can, like,
I'm excited to
climb
talk
on
about the
any
systems of- in the
surface.
depth
Like,
of the
it's
skateboarding
really-
gameplay
it's
forever.
almost
Two of the
incredible. Like,
biggest
really,
new systems
really
in the game
impressive.
are
Any
flat
building that
walls.
you see
If you're a
around
new
you in this
player
trailer,
and run into a
you can.
curb,
It's
instead
like
of falling,
Uncharted. You can like
now
go and
transition
start
into a
climbing
if you're an expert
and
player,
clamber
you know what
onto
slapping is. You can now get into a slapping, you can, like,
windowsills and
rotate into
just
different
pipes
grind
and all this
positions. It
stuff
just
and like get
opens
to
up a
roofs.
brand new possibility
And then
space
you
to
can
be
literally
smashed
like just
into a
run
wall
and
if
jump
all
from
you
building
hate
to
to
building
do
and like
you
get to
fall.
certain
Now
spots and then
it's a
do these
system that you can
skate
use
tricks.
intentionally to wally off of a thing. Get
It was
into
like,
another
oh,
trick,
that's
or do a
really,
leg
really
trick.
crazy
Like,
impressive.
I don't know how many tricks there are in the game. Like, it's almost infinite.
So,
right? Like, there's
yeah, I have
all
the,
sorts. You can kick
the
flip
test,
forever. You
and
can hold the 360
I played it for a
to do
couple
like
hours, and I
1040
was like,
flips
yeah,
if you
it's
have
it's
enough.
heavier. It doesn't
We
really
always had a pretty
feel
good connection to our
like as
community,
light
but it
and
was
as
more when
agile
the
as I
game's
would
out,
want. I
you know,
wonder if it's
talk
just a
to
matter
you
of
about
me
what
not
you're doing
playing
in the game
Skate
that's
in a
been
little
released.
while.
Whereas we had brought in a player council, and we talked to them about like.
And it
hey,
hasn't
this
been
is
that
the
long because I
idea,
did a
this is-
replay of
this
the
is where
first
we think
Skate.
we
We did a
like to
reminiscing
go,
video
But
on.
they were the first ones.
And I
that
have
got to
played
play the
Skate
game
2
2.5
again
years ago. That
well.
conversation is so much deeper and broader than it's ever been. There's a verticality.
Anyway,
that's different. in
just
the
wanted to
game
give my
now.
2
It
cents
isn't
there
just about
because,
footprint. In Skate 1, you couldn't get off your board. In Skate 2, you
Not
could walk
so.
around.
I'm still not
Skate
really
3,
happy
you're
about it
walking
being
around
an
and a
always
little bit better.
online,
We are
server-based
light years
thing.
ahead of where we were.
But
in the
there's a good
previous
example.
games, and now you can climb, and now you can swing, and now
It's literally like
all
this.
of
Like
these
I was
systems
looking, I'm like,
together, and
this
the
is insane
depth
because
of
they
the
never
skating is
talked about
better
this.
and bigger than it's ever been.
And it's like Uncharted. Like he reaches for the fucking legend stuff. It looks exactly like Uncharted.
Pros that are either just pros or established pros that have connected or tried to reach out to me to be like, this game, this franchise is why I started skateboarding. You know, like Tyshawn Jones, who's like multiple skater of the year, started skating because of this game. There are 3 or 4 tricks that did not exist until we came up with the mapping for our control scheme. No one had done them. Mike Carroll did the very first Nollie 360 inward heel flip ever. Chris Haslam did the first 360 hard flip ever in Burnaby at our mocap stage because we needed it. They didn't exist.
We are very excited for people to see like the continued visual and gameplay and activity development that is happening, already in our playtest. So there's quite a bit more to come there. We are really looking forward to skating alongside you in San Van coming up on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X. Add us to your wish list while you're there.
I didn't
Really
realize
helps us to
it's a
hear from you,
cross-gen
and you'll
game
get
still.
updates as they come out. And speaking of updates, we've got a really big one coming your way. I think it's one you've been waiting for a long time. So stay tuned with us next week.
Call of Duty is also still coming to PS4 and Xbox
Skate
One.
is launching into early access.
Cross-gen
later
is
this
still
year,
around, man.
and it's already looking pretty damn steezy.
That's crazy impressive. PS4 is getting over
That's
10
just
years of
something that
support.
kids are saying these days.
To some extent, Xbox
back
One
in
as
my
well.
day, I remember Solid Snake flipping and popping his way around the big shell. Good times.
Yeah. With all due respect, David, you sound like old Snake right now.
Damn, you're probably right. And while I recover from that microwave hallway level burn, here's another world premiere.
Italy.
Bianca, where have they taken you? God, hear my vow. Mother, you have given me the courage to be myself. Guide
Wow.
my steps on this forlorn
This looks
journey.
amazing.
Father, you have taught me honor and respect. Watch upon me now. Let my sword strike true. And those that I have failed to do, may I one day be worthy of your forgiveness.
It's like Kingdom Come, but it's like a third-person version.
You are all that is left to me.
A little bit
I shall
more
save you.
action-oriented.
This, I vow.
13, 18, wait, XO? Try 13, 18.
That was your first look at 1348X Voto.
13-4.
An
Oh, I didn't see
odyssey
the
of
4. Okay.
honor and justice across 14.
That looks really good.
It's coming to PC,
be down for that.
PlayStation, and Xbox in early.
Interesting time period. Really
Now
beautiful
we're checking in with
visuals.
a
Fun
series
combat.
that is near
Third
and dear
person.
to my heart. Yes, that one. Here's an exclusive interview with the team behind Resident Evil Requiem.
Here we go. I love the polar opposites decision making. Compared to Gamescom, this was like their last thing. And in future game show, it's like, oh, here's one of our first things.
レジデント・イービルシリーズ第9作となるレジデント・イービル・レクイエムの開発に取り組んでいます。
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to play this in first
グレース・
person.
アッシュクロフトを新たな主人公にまだ見ぬ恐怖へ立ち向かいます。グレースは FBI 分析官として推理や分析など専門のフィールドでは並外れた集中力と洞察力を発揮します。しかし内向的で怖がりというシリーズとしても珍しいタイプのキャラクターになっており、プレイヤーも一緒になって怖がれると思います。
What the hell was that thing?
廃墟と化したラクーンシティが登場するこのストーリーを描くにあたっては、ラクーンシティそのものに因縁を持ったキャラクターがふさわしいと考え、ラクーン事件の生還者を母に持つグレースを登場させることになりました。本作のゲームプレイでは一人称視点と三人称視点を自由に切り替えることができます。没入感のあるゲーム体験が好きな方は一人称視点で、プレイヤーのアクションをしっかり見たいという方
Dude,
は
that looks crazy with the lighting.
三人称視点で遊べ
Look
るよ
how
うにしています。皆さんは一人称視点と三人称視点 どちらで遊びますか？一人称視点ではより進化した光と影の表現での没入感が楽しめますし、三人称視点ではグレースが驚いたり焦って転んだりするアクションなども見て楽しめるようになりました。本作でもたくさんの恐怖、脅威が待ち受けています。サバイバルホラーというゲームの性質上、グレースが立ち向かうクリーチャーの正体をここでお話しすることはできませんが、未知の脅威から生き残るゲーム体験を楽しんでいただけると嬉しいです。
Infected.
Oh my god.
レジデント・イービル・レクイエムは2026年2月27日にプレイステーション5、Xbox シリーズ X、Steam で登場します。本作の魅力はまだまだお伝えしきれておりません。ぜひ続報にもご注目いただきたいので、ウィッシュリストの登録や各種 SNS のアカウントのフォロ
Looks
ーも
awesome. I just really wish that we got a
ご視聴
demo.
ありがとうございました。
I wish we got like a demo like right now. You know, we got demos for Resident Evil 7 and 8. It would just be awesome if they were like, yeah, you know, you can play the demo right now.
Wish list
Maybe they
got
still
delayed
will.
because
Maybe,
Resident Evil Requiem is coming
they're
to
waiting
PC,
for the Game Awards or something
PlayStation,
like that,
and
but-
Xbox on February 27, 2026.
That looked excellent.
And I genuinely
Good.
cannot wait. But don't stop typing Capcom
Hello,
in the
Silver.
chat just
Yeah,
yet,
we got Requiem
because
gameplay.
while we're on the
We got it
subject,
yesterday as
here's a
well.
little extra something for the fans.
Eating good. I think even Nvidia has like a path tracing video showing some. I had to watch it, showing some of the enhanced visuals and stuff you'll get on PC. Oh, it's another. Okay.
Jill Valentine is joining the fight in Goddess of Victory Nikkei as part of an official collaboration with Resident Evil.
Is that like a stop motion
Stay tuned for updates
comic
on
or
the
something like
upcoming
that?
in-game events. All right, what's up next, Maggie?
We're digging into the cryptic atmosphere of Hell Is Us, an open-world adventure
The
game.
demo
that
finally
uses
came
your
to console,
instincts
by
to
the way.
explore a
I downloaded it on
supernatural
PS5 Pro, but I have not played it yet. Well, not played it again, I should say. I already played the demo in June on PC, and it was really, really good.
I grew up on the outside.
It was a really good demo. I'm actually really excited for this game now. It's one of my more excited anticipated releases this year. I hope it really does well.
My parents and confront them about the past.
Never come back.
Whatever was happening here, I was now part of it.
We failed to stop the calamity. How did you know your parents were still in Hadia?
I didn't. All I remembered was that my father was the village blacksmith. There, I felt a connection. To this country. To Hadia.
You pissed off the wrong people.
I want to piece together whatever is happening here, and you want to stop it.
It became my burden.
Look at you.
Do we know what engine they're using, by the way?
Emotions.
I won't stop.
Because the art is so clean in this game. Now, I know why. You have an art director who's literally leading this project, but
Let's continue.
like if you just look at the way it looks, it's sharp, it's vibrant, it's got really rich shadow
Hell Is
detail
Us
and
is
like
coming to PC,
contrast.
PlayStation, and Xbox on September.
Like what engine are they using?
All right,
I'm
so
curious
fans of the
if it's
broadcast will know
Unreal.
that
It
in
doesn't
the
look
run-up
like
to each
Unreal
Future
to
Games
me.
Show, our team puts together a trio of
But they might have, like,
exclusive
made their own
deep dives into some of the most
modifications.
exciting upcoming games.
Does
That's
anyone
right.
know if
we call
they
these
talked about it?
sections our ones to watch because they cover games.
It
that
is
deserve
Unreal?
to
Unreal Engine
be
5?
watched. And with
It
that
doesn't
in
look
mind,
like it
here's
though.
Rebel
There's
Wolves
something
to
like
tell you more about the Blood of Dawn
I wonder if they did a lot of
map,
work behind the scenes
dark
because
things
it was really performant on PC. It looked really impressive,
Say no more.
and it looked very clean. Like they weren't like, and I was upscaling it too on PC. Like it looked really clean. It's way more flexible than I think, or than people give it credit for.
The Blood of Dawnwalker here at Rebel Wolves. The Blood of Dawnwalker is a dark fantasy action RPG set in 14th century
Yeah,
Europe. It's an open world,
oh, this also looks
story-driven
great,
game,
too.
which serves as the first chapter of our original saga.
For this
Looking forward to
project, we
this.
created a new type
These
of
guys are
protagonist.
ex-CD Projekt Red
We play
devs,
as
I believe.
Cohen, a Dawnwalker. He is a human during the day, with all of our human vulnerabilities. But for the night, he transforms into a vampire, gaining supernatural powers. This creates a unique gameplay dynamic. We call it a dual gameplay loop, and I'm pretty sure the players will find it quite refreshing. Cohen's main goal in the game is to save his family, as they were captured by Drensis, a vampire lord that currently rules over the valley. He has only 30 days and nights to achieve this goal. And what happens if he runs out of time? Well, it surely doesn't end the game. His family may suffer some consequences, but we will let the players discover what exactly happens.
Thanks to shitty populist YouTubers, we now have magic thinking in in CG. No, I know. Yeah, Unreal has a really poor reputation amongst well, gamers, simply because of its performance profile.
Process and consequences in our game have 3 layers. The first
I'm
is
not.
quite
I'm not one of those
Similar
people
to other
that's like
RPGs.
anti-ray
You
tracing.
make
Like I
choice
love all
and
that
then
shit.
deal with
You
the
know, I want more of it.
The second layer plays into our dual
I
gameplay
do
loop.
understand
Day and night often
the
present
shift in
different things.
dynamics
And
coming
finally,
from
not making the
economic
choice is also a
reasons,
choice. You can simply
because
choose not to
nowadays
and the world will
hardware
respond in ways
is just
that
so
are often
expensive.
hard to predict.
You know,
I do realize that it may sound
you're getting barely like the 50. That's the whole thing with the 50 series. It's like marginally better performance increases for substantially more cost. You know, the 5080 doesn't even outclass the 4090, and I believe that was gen on gen before. That was never the case. So I understand people's disdain for it from an economical perspective, in that it costs so much for GPUs and just of themselves, and now CPU power is substantially more important, or getting much more important when it comes to game performance.
Everything in our game stems from the duality of our
So I think people have a right to complain when it comes to that. That being said, yeah, I'm not necessarily subscribed to the idea that we should not innovate because of these problems. We just need to get out of the economic issues. And it would be nice that in order to get a decent game experience, we wouldn't have to rely on upscaling and frame generation, which shouldn't be the case if you're trying to get something playable.
He becomes faster and stronger, gaining an ability to fight with his claws and teeth, and a few other vampiric powers.
If the vampire part offers freedom of movement options, then it's worth playing, I guess. Yeah, I like the concept of what they're doing here. I watched, there's like a 45-minute gameplay or something they did on their channel that looked really good. Like, this looks really interesting, you know? And apparently player choice is a big thing with this game as well, so how you choose to deal with situations, whether as a human or a vampire, is going to change dramatically the outcome. Excuse me if it's a bit too rude, but popular YouTubers is such an extreme slop that massively propagates stupidity, and it became people have a conversation about graphics with most people. No, I see that in of itself. I know it's not, I know I'm not, it's not targeted at anyone here. I get that, Hamster. You're fine. But I absolutely see that everywhere, and it's weird to me because that was always PC. The PC platform to me was always like,
the latest trailer for Deer and Boy.
You know, it was always pushing the envelope in hardware and stuff like that, and it's also it's almost become anti that, because you know a lot of people are jumping on PC, or PC's just grown substantially. And there's like a large subset of people who know nothing about software or hardware or even basic things like driver upgrades. All of my friends from high school who were on console, by the way, Xbox 360, PS3, whatever the case may be, all of them, besides maybe one or two, but all of them have moved on to PC. And you would be surprised how they don't do any tinkering and stuff. They just let the game run at whatever resolution it automatically boots up to, with whatever graphics settings it automatically boots up to. No one knows what driver updates are or anything like that. Like, no one checks these things. You know, you try to talk with FSR or DLSS with them, they're like, what's that? You know, and you know, they're not like huge, you know, hardcore gamers or whatever. They'll play like casual titles here and there, and mostly multiplayer games. It's mostly the same stuff. Counter-Strike, like I was talking yesterday, like WoW, League, you know, like those types of games. But they have no knowledge or even care for software updates, drivers, graphics, or what they do or what they mean or anything like that. And it's just interesting because it's like I always expected, from my perspective, when I got into PC gaming, you know, I was really interested in all that stuff. It wasn't just about frame rate and performance and resolution and stuff like that, but I really liked seeing and tinkering with the game's visuals to get a playable experience.
That is Deer and Boy, which is launching on PC and consoles.
And it's almost become anti that.
We've got a series of
and I always expected console. So you know, console's the platform if you just want an easy plug and play experience. And now it's like even console players, you know, like want performance updates and modes and options, and it's so dramatically different compared to,
when we found,
you know, really when I got into PC gaming, which was not that long ago. Was it 2012 when I built that computer? That was not that long ago, and it's changed a lot in that somewhat short amount of time.
The capital, we faced isolation and starvation.
Silver says, I do like ray tracing, but I also think graphics peaked in the PS4. Bloating games and costs cause developers to use Unreal properly, or can't use Unreal properly, which is sad, but it's also good to see that it can be used well too. Well, yeah, I think like that's the whole idea, right? Is that rasterization is kind of gone as far as it can go, and that's why there's such a push for ray tracing and path tracing. Is that without these effects, you know, it's like you can only do so much with a rasterized performance. Now, do I think every single game in the world needs dynamic lighting and, you know, like all these effects? I think you can still get a really good presentation with baked, you know, concepts. And I think that's why some of those games from the earlier generation, like if you look at some PS3 exclusives, you know, a lot of those environments are just using baked lighting where they go in and they properly, you know, will calibrate where the dark areas are and the light areas are and how lighting interacts with that, because it doesn't change, you know, it's static. You don't get the dynamism that you get with the current generation of engines, but you still get a really beautiful presentation. I still would be hard pressed to say, you know, any of those games, PS3, 360 wise, are bad looking games. Most of those, the art still really holds up really well. It's just resolution and to some extent performance. But, you know, there's a push towards real-time dynamic use of these effects. In fact, I would say path tracing is a substantially more better upgrade, at least that I've seen in the cases of games, than ray tracing. Ray tracing is really good for added nice effects like reflections, but I notice a substantially better presentation. Like if you look at path trace versus just rasterization, I think people can tell the difference immediately. Versus ray tracing and rasterization, there are areas where you have to specifically look, where only then in those cases you'll be like, oh yeah, you know, that there is a difference there. But I think a general person could automatically see the difference between path tracing and not. Like path trace Cyberpunk or path trace, you know, Alan Wake 2 looks substantially different and better. At least that's in my experience. Have I seen Ferocious? It's an FPS dinosaur game. I have not, but I love dinosaurs and shooters. Titles like Turok. So if it's something like that, then yeah, I'd definitely be interested in checking it out. Ferocious. Amster says, I prefer performance over graphics myself, but plain lies and misconceptions on massive scale are hurting discussion massively. Yeah, that's the internet for you, though. Unfortunately, I don't think people necessarily care about communicating correct information as much as they care about engagement. And that's all it is. And it's a shame, but it's just the way people operate. And it's not even exclusive to gaming or hardware and stuff like this. You know, it's anything. It's any industry, it's any passion. Unfortunately, there's always going to be people who skew the discussion just for engagement purposes. And it works too.
Monsters are coming.
Yeah, Silver says YouTube is full of slop now, not gonna lie. It works. These people are making a lot of money and getting a lot of engagement and stuff like that. So I'm just happy, you know, for me personally, my love for the hobby is more important than my ability to do this as a job. Nor do I really want to do that, because I feel like the moment that it turns into becoming work, it really puts it really just kind of puts a time limit on everything.
At least I am.
You know?
By the way, don't forget,
usually it doesn't really end well for these people who really fully invest
Show
themselves
Steam
in the whole
page.
YouTube
Just
game and
search
become
Future
ultra
Games Show on
opinionated and
Steam.
stuff like that. It always
Up
ends in a
next,
crash,
we've got a new
burn,
trailer for
fire.
Dreams of Another, a
So I'll
profound
just stay over
pixel-drunk
here in my
adventure that
lane,
explores the concept
you know, with
of
my
creative
almost
destruction.
16,000 subscribers,
Okay, hold up.
of
Where-
which
where is
5%
Maggie?
actually
Who's
watch
got
my
the next line?
content. That's okay to me.
Kept you waiting.
YouTube after the 2020s became such a dumpster full of people with opinions that doesn't even care to make a proper research on topics they talk. Yeah. I wonder if it's the new generation as well.
No, I'm taller than you. I'm taller.
Oh, this is that third-person game that I thought was actually a game within Dreams from Sony. There's plenty of Unreal Engine 5 optimized titles as well, but it's always easy to sell negative narratives, especially if the cost lies based on misunderstanding. What was the well, we were just talking about Hell Is Us. You know, when I played that, even the PC version, which, you know, I was playing it on a 9070 XT. This is Jacob's computer I'm streaming off of. He has a Ryzen 7 5800 X3D, 32 gigs of RAM, 9070 XT, which I went over earlier this year. I went over to the Micro Center and bought him on release date. I was shocked. I was like standing in line. There must have been like, you know, 200 people there. And I was shocked that I actually got a GPU on release for, well, I got him a slightly upgraded version. It's like overclocked or whatever. It's from Power Color. So it was more than MSRP, but it wasn't that much more. It was MSRP for the manufacturer, but I was shocked I was able to get a GPU at launch by just going to the store and standing in line. Gives me hope. But yeah, I mean, when I was playing Hell Is Us, if that, you know, you said that's an Unreal Engine 5 game, I was shocked at how well it was running. And yeah, I was using FSR 4, but I was like in the hundreds, and it was like, I think I was playing at max settings, or at least some like 1 or 2 settings turned down just to high. It was a really well performing game. I wonder if though, because I do, maybe it's not necessarily the quality of the engine. And Hamster, I know that you sort of come from a software background, or at least you have enough of a knowledge to at least explain this better. But I wonder if it's more of an issue of the time it takes to optimize the code rather than, you know, the engine itself. I guess that to me would be a better description of the core issue right now, is that there's significantly less development times, or games just take a lot longer. There's a lot more moving parts, and there's not enough time for people to properly optimize the code,
on October 10th.
or at least parts of the game. So it probably could be a lot more performant.
What's next, David?
Well,
at least my guess would be it could be a lot more performant. It's just
13Z, the Zodiac Trials.
It would just take more time.
Roguelike, inspired by
and that's just something that's
Zodiacs.
that they're always battling with. Kados is ferocious, blends fast-paced gunplay with survival elements. You'll scavenge, and craft weapons. Use the environment to your advantage to manipulate wildlife, turning dinosaurs into allies. Oh, interesting. More distractions against enemies, stealth tactics, and resources management as important as their power. Yeah, it seems interesting. There was a PS1 style dinosaur game, or a dinosaur game. It's a dog, sorry. There is a dinosaur game with it was a first-person shooter, but it was like PS1 style visuals. I forgot what it was called, but I saw it on Steam. It wasn't even out yet. It was still in development, but I'm glad some people are doing some things with dinosaurs. I miss games like the Turok franchise. I really like and am excited for the idea of like Jurassic World Survival, which is like almost looks like Alien Isolation, but with dinosaurs. Like that to me is just awesome. I would love that type of style of game. So yeah, I think there's a lot of potentials there. I just like dinosaurs, man. Dinosaurs are cool. I'm so tired of the zombie shit, the robot shit. It's like, let's go back to dinosaurs, man. Huh? No.
13Z is coming soon to PC
Arc is not
and
the same.
Xbox, but you can also dive into the demo on Steam after the show.
And now for something completely different.
That's mostly the case. Hamster says that, yeah, that's mostly the case, I guess, because the game constantly changes during production, requires constant code rewrites, extensions, and additions throughout the whole production mostly. Yeah, so I can understand that in terms of the issue of optimization. I just hope that things can get a lot more streamlined. I guess that's the whole point of what, Unreal Engine.
Bombs, guns.
What the hell is this, by the way? He's a pizza. It's like a pizza parlor, but he's Oh, this is weird. Jacob would like this game. So you're like a restaurant owner, and then all of a sudden you get these like robotic mutated freaks, and it's like survival. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, going back to that, yeah, I hope that there's just a streamline of, I guess, resources and development and stuff. I don't know. There needs to be some change, because I don't think the current condition, the way things are, is sustainable. I think it's leading everyone down a corridor. I don't think people are happy either with the games, the quality of games that we're getting. You know, I mean, you got independent developers here, which are really the only ones trying new things. But the AAA space has been butchered.
Time to get back to
It's been really, it's been just infected. So it's definitely, there needs to be changes. It's not sustainable at all.
You don't want to miss it.
Okay, we just hit the quota.
Dog
That
has
is
a chew toys.
Timeout
Messing
on
around.
all pizza puns.
I saw a game called Denshitak, and that game saved Gamescom. I don't recall the title. Was it during the presentation, or was it like in between all the announcements and stuff? There's also Unreal Engine 5 titles that run great, like Split Fiction. Oh yeah, I forgot that was Unreal Engine. Tekken 8 is a good one as well. Life is Strange, Tempest Rising, Lost Records, Arc Raiders, yeah, the finals as well. This looks interesting. Yeah, they're, you know, the way people make use of the engines, and I'd actually be curious to see from a technical perspective what the hell is us devs are doing, because there's just a way that that game looks where it doesn't immediately jump out to you that it's Unreal, and I also just know from playing the demo, I mean, that was pre-release software, that it runs really well. So I'd be curious to see if there's a technical presentation or whatnot for Hell Is Us and how they achieve that. And I wonder if it has a lot to do with just smart art and just really clean direction. That looks interesting. Kind of like the style. It's like pencil,
Special delivery.
shaded.
Recur is coming to PC in 2026.
My friend finishes Still Wakes to Deep on his PC with an RX 58 or 580, excuse me, that is slower than a GTX 1080 from 2016, and it's Unreal Engine 5 title with Lumen. Really? Yeah, I have Still Wakes to Deep. I have a physical release on PS5. You could play it on an RX 580, really? That's nuts. Tekken 8 is heating up PS5's and tourneys. I was bamboozled. I have the Xbox version. I've not played it yet.
Trust me, serving the
Yeah.
Vanderboom family.
Is it really? It's heating up PS5s. You know what? I will say this. I mean, I've come to, I'm not fully turned around, but I'm almost there in terms of my original opinions on the PS5 Pro. I feel like some developers aren't utilizing the hardware in very interesting ways. I don't care about resolution increases. You know, what I want is more detail. And we've seen that a little bit. Like Mafia: The Old Country just came out, and it's like, okay, you know, they added the Lumen stuff in the performance mode. They got more foliage detail. Like, that to me is more interesting than what Microsoft basically is doing with like Hellblade 2, for instance.
I'm sure.
Where it's just increasing the resolution. But back to my original point. I will say this, though. The PS5 Pro is fucking loud. And it's annoyingly loud to the point where it's like, I never heard my PS5, my original launch PS5. That thing was whisper quiet. You know, I didn't hear the fans ramp up or anything like that. I'll just be playing something on the PS5 Pro. And it's not all games, but there are certain games, and then I pause the game, and I just hear, like, it's like a constant hum. And by the way, I didn't even tell you guys this, but I returned the original PS5 Pro that I got when I unboxed for you guys, because there's two different variants of the console that use two different fans, Foxconn and Delta fans, and apparently the Foxconn fan has a slightly more pleasing or less audible hum to it. So I ended up getting rid of my Delta model, which was the louder model, because I really thought something was up with it. And then I got this Foxconn model, and this is way back, you know, earlier in the year. And it's still loud. I'm just like, why is this, why am I hearing the fans of this thing, you know? And it's in the same spot that my launch PS5 was in. It's not covered, it has room to breathe, and I don't know why it's just a much more audible system. I think hardware wise it's not built as pristine as those launch models. Now I know that Sony overcompensated the launch units with the liquid, you know, metal cooling system and stuff, which they reduced the size of with the slim models, but I don't know. It was just something, the way they built that console, I like the when developers utilize the hardware really well, the extra power, and give you more graphical options. I love that. I'm happy at least with the return, but I just wish it was a more well put together system, because I just don't get that impression as much as when I'm using it. Anyway, I just rant out of the way. The Talos Principle 2 and remaster of the first game is also gorgeous. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember those. I haven't played them, but they are Unreal Engine 5 titles. Constant 60 FPS at 1440p. PS5 gonna take off with that, fam. It's louder. Like, I never had an issue with my PS4 and PS4 Pro. Like, people always complain about the PS4 fanboys. I'm like, mine's fine. I never heard it, and I don't know if it's because I clean my systems pretty regularly, which I do. I clean my systems like every couple of weeks, once a month, you know, at the least. So, you know, I do it quite frequently, and I always make sure, you know, that I dust the cabinets in you know, whatever area it's in. Like, I take good care of my stuff, so I know it's not a dust issue. But you know, people always complain about the PS4 noise and stuff like that. The loudest system to me, the loudest system I've still ever owned, was the launch model Xbox 360s. Those things were loud. It was really loud. But I would say the PS5 Pro isn't, I mean, it's not as loud, of course, but it's not like, it's still noticeable, and I just think it shouldn't be noticeable. And I'm not sitting next to my console, by the way. My console is right below my TV, and I'm sitting like 5-6 feet away from it, maybe 7, and I can still hear it. So it's not like me being close to the console. It's definitely an issue with the way they constructed it. I don't know. I played an Xbox One Fat and gaming laptop with an RTX 4080, so loud humming is a thing I can probably tolerate. I never see my Xbox One original was never loud. That thing was like, that thing had so much space. That thing was so wide. Hit the mic, sorry. That thing was so wide. It had like so much space. You picked it up and it was just like, you could like see parts of it where it was just empty plastic. So I think that they over-engineered it because of what happened with the 360. Like they built this large chassis because they were so like paranoid about heat being, you know, being trapped inside. It was just unnecessarily large. But I never had an issue with the Xbox One or the Xbox One S. I don't know. I guess maybe I just had good luck, and up to this point, it's just been no issue. But yeah, the PS5 Pro is really loud. I'm not happy with that, and I had 2 different consoles with 2 different models of fans, so I know it's not just
Better
me.
yet, we've teamed up with Cult Games and Katana Records to give you the chance
Or I should
to
say
win
it's not
some
just my
very
console.
exclusive Hotel Barcelona goodies. So just head to the link on screen and look out for the competition details.
Perhaps it's because of the little plastic, the stupid ass feet. I hate those. It looks so cheap. It looks
open world RPG based on the beloved anime.
The design of it is not, I'm still not a fan of it. I mean, I don't think it looks hideous in person. The pictures definitely make it look worse, but I'm just not, I still think the launch PS5 is the best looking PS5. Especially with the disc tray, with the PS5 Pro, it just judders out like that. Not a fan of it. Dude, they're really advertising this game. I feel like we saw this at, you know, the Summer Games Fest. We saw it yesterday, now we're seeing it again. Really want you to buy it. Yeah, I never heard the PS4 Slim and Xbox One being loud. It's silver. No. Xbox 720, I remember when people speculated on that number. Yeah, that was stupid. It was a stupid name. And the Xbox One is a stupid name. In fact, I'd probably take 720 over the Xbox One.
PlayStation later this year. But you
That was just a
can
stupid
pre-register
name.
now at 7origin.net.
I guess that's the problem when you don't name your consoles
Okay.
sequential.
Our second ones to watch
numbers.
deep dive is here, and this
But
time
Nintendo
we've got a
doesn't have that
dispatch from
problem.
Poland about
So maybe they
Chronos,
just have a
the
better
New
creative
Dawn.
team.
Bloober Team's time-traveling survival horror adventure.
Never heard of PS4 Slim being. I've heard people. I've seen in people's videos their PS4s being loud, but I never had that issue. I had a launch PS4. I did own a Slim very temporarily, and I had a PS4 Pro. In fact, I had two PS4 Pros. I had a launch PS4 Pro, and then I got rid of it because the disc tray was having an issue. And then I got like the PS4 Pro that had like it was like the next model where they fixed basically the power issues, or not really issues, but the power usage. They like made it much more efficient, and that's the PS4 Pro I have right now. But I never heard those consoles once. I never had an issue with console noise up until this current generation. Well, except the PS3 and the 360 because you could hear those consoles, but of the new hardware, I never had an issue until this time.
Face the dangers and horrors of the future.
Really excited for this, by the way. I've been watching gameplay offline and stuff like that, and I hope we get it. There's another one I really like a demo for, but it's coming out like next month. It's coming out really soon. When I played Kingdom Come earlier today on mine, I dead ass could not hear the dialogue because the fans were so loud. Really? This is a PS5? Wow. Kingdom Come, I see. Wait, I can see that happening. Oh, because of Kingdom Come. Well, Kingdom Come's a very optimized, well-performing game. I have not played it, but I wonder if my PS5 Pro is gonna do that again. Like, the game I most noticed it for was when I was testing the console at launch, and playing Horizon. Horizon like made it just ramp up almost immediately. And that was an exclusive, so I was like, or you know, a Sony first-party title, an exclusive anymore.
To overcome what they can,
Is loud fans due to console fans not being cleaned off, and not always the case. Sometimes it's just the hardware manufacturer. You know, I looked into it, and it's not. The fans dynamically change their rate of speed, you know, as you're playing, and then what the temperature of the chip is doing. So it might just be a case that the way that they built it, it's trying to exert all this hot air, you know, all this heat that's trapped inside the system, so it ramps it up. It's just never been an audible issue for me. But you know, it's hardware or tolerances in hardware. Specs, like just because you buy the same console from the same place at the same time doesn't mean that you're going to get the same experience or the same. There might be hardware tolerances there, as is the case with my PS5. I bought the PS5 Pro at launch. It had the Delta fan, and that's the one that I unboxed for you guys, and I'm using it, and I'm just like, why can I hear this console? I never could hear my PS5, my launch PS5, and I thought there was an issue. So I got rid of it. I got a different PS5 Pro with the Foxconn fans, which were based off my research, the better you know, fan manufacturer, I guess. And I could still hear it. So it's just I could still it's not quite as loud as my other one, but it's still audible. But it's not always the case that people aren't cleaning their systems, and that's why.
Trailers coming up next.
Sometimes you just get bad hardware.
After this.
It's like coil whine, you know. There's a lot of people who complain about coil whine when you buy GPUs or other types of hardware. I never had an issue with coil whine, but it doesn't mean that the hardware is defective. It just means that for whatever reason, that specific piece of hardware when it was built has that issue. I guess that's the best way I can summarize it. Yesterday, I was explaining to my dad the difference between the Xbox One X and the Series X due to Microsoft's confusing naming when he was buying a controller for my brother. Yep. Although the controller you're safe with, because I believe the controllers are forwards compatible or backwards compatible. But yeah, no, the name is horrible. The names are really bad. Not a fan of them at all. Horizon PC was also badly optimized at launch. I don't know how it is now. Oh, I thought it was really good. I thought The Last of Us was the one that was horribly optimized at launch, and then they fixed it. It's still heavier than the console version, but you know, that might just be the fact that how the engine runs on Windows versus, you know, it being specifically optimized for a console. But I think Horizon's pretty good now, or at least I haven't heard any issues on it. But I think mobile gaming will look in 2030. I don't really care. I don't really play mobile games. I don't play mobile games at all. I'm always impressed though by what they're able to pull off. So I expect that how mobile games will look in the 2030s will be like PS4 class visuals. Because we're already at PS3 class visuals on phones. I mean, you look at some of these games, it's like this looks like almost it could be on PS4. Like there are parts of it where, and I think a lot of it comes down to just art again, really good art. But there are parts of it where you can kind of tell. But yeah, I expect that we'll get PS4 class visuals on our phones. You're already getting them in a portable handheld computer, so just shrinking that down further. In fact, on iPhone, you can play stuff like the Resident Evil 4 remake and Death Stranding and stuff, so it's already happening. Yeah, thanks, Trigun. I didn't see your comment till after I said that. Never tried The Last of Us on PC. Is it worth it? Well, I mean, if you haven't played The Last of Us, then I would say so, yeah. It's still kind of expensive though. Like, I feel like those games are not going on sale as often. Like personally, I wouldn't pay more than like $20 for like The Last of Us. If you haven't played it now, you could wait till it's on sale, play it later.
I was doing more business than ever selling a discounted.
Tencent is going to pump out mobile games till eternity. Well, we'll see what happens if they aren't they in talks to kind of buy Ubisoft, or Ubisoft was being more open to having them purchase them because they're going through such a awful financial time. Remember when Ubisoft was so anti-Tencent? They're like, you know, oh, they're buying all our shares. Oh no, they're trying to take us over. And it's like, now due to mismanagement within Ubisoft internally, it's like, someone please buy us.
Ironing something out.
Oh, you ungrateful, selfish wretch!
Oh,
You come onto my stage, you lay your filthy man hands on my script, and now you even try to feed me skimmed milk.
She's awesome.
How dare you!
You okay? You all good?
Oh yeah, no. I was just dealing with some riffraff.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't think they'll mess with
Future Game Show has a good variety of games. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not really paying attention much here. I mean, I'm looking at what's on screen. Don't worry. So I am seeing it. I'm just having a conversation with you guys. Although this looks really interesting. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's a happy game.
My name is Caroline Walker. I came to this town.
Nowadays, both Part 1 and Part 2 run great on PC, but requirements are beefy. However, 140 FPS with an RTX 4080.
But it was all a trap, and now they've taken Anna.
Oh, it's an old school Resident Evil style survival horror game. Controlled camera. Oh, this looks interesting.
What happened here?
This damn place can bring out the darkness in
Oh, I'd be down for this.
You have no idea how powerful it is.
The Matrix mirror. Oh, it's Tormented Souls? I heard of that title before. Oh, that looks interesting.
Tormented Souls 2 is coming to PC, PlayStation,
Did you play
and
it,
Xbox
Hamster?
on October 23rd, 2025.
Yeah, fixed camera.
Okay, Maggie, it is that time again. We've got another world premiere for an action
that's
RPG with innovative extraction mechanics.
Sounds amazing. Let's see it.
Make your choice. I am told this stings somewhat.
You haven't played a Hamster? But you knew what.
We have a lot of work ahead of us. Rise, Reaper. Prepare yourself. Your initiation begins now.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was like, I think to myself, oh, this looks really interesting, very good. And it's like a fucking Diablo style game.
Loot as you please. Strip these dying realms
And
bare.
that looked really interesting to me. I like how we all had the same reaction, like, no! It's like another Path of Exile Diablo style thing. I don't care if it is.
I care not what you do to each other, so long as
They really got they got us. I should say that they really got us. Interesting. I was expecting this almost, you know, stealth action type game, hack and slash, of course, and really interesting. You know, you're working for like the devil. You don't know why. Putting together this mystery, and instead you're clicking and looking at loading screens, going to portals. Gods, death, and reapers. Well, damn.
Gods, Death, and Reapers is launching into early
CG
access
trailers,
next year,
they
but
look
you can
different
sign up
from
for
the game,
playtest now
from
via
how the
game's
games
Steam
look
page.
is silly. Yeah.
All right.
World premiere action
Eyes up,
RPG
stealth
extraction
fans, because
mechanics,
we've got
mouthful
gameplay
intro
from the
when
next
they
game
do
in the
that.
Stick series. So,
I prefer Diablo likes over Souls likes. Oh, well, I guess it's to each their own.
Quartz. Everyone's going crazy.
I'm not happy that everyone wants to be a, you know, stealth action game / Souls like game. I'm not happy with that either, you know, but at least it's a genre that I'll
What
play.
are you doing? Can't you see I'm working here? Just try to keep out of sight.
That guy looks familiar. What game is this? Because the troll character looks really familiar.
Bet you wish you could do that. Tasty.
Can't decide between a top-down special effects overload or the dodge roll button spams. Sticks, thank you, Hamster. Yeah, I was like, I know this looks familiar.
Sticks, I am Grand Priest Geoffroy, and I have been tasked with recovering what you stole from us.
That doesn't sound good.
Styx, Blades of Greed is coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, so don't hesitate to sneak it onto your wish lists.
And let's keep things moving with a new trailer for Anno 117 Pax Romana, the latest installment in the
Oh, we're an hour
legendary
in right
City
now.
Builder franchise.
I wonder if they're gonna do another 2 hours like the Gamescom conference.
By
Or if it's gonna
decree
be
of His
more like
Radiant
an hour and
Might,
a half.
the Emperor, you, young governor, have been generously relocated to the soggy, sheep-strewn fringes of the Roman Empire. While I wouldn't even put one sandal in Albion, you're braver than most. And
You into
now the
Anno,
choice is
Silver?
yours. Will you protect Celtic tradition or enforce Roman ambition? You are far from the marble columns of Latium.
I really
and
play
with
these
that
games.
distance comes freedom. The freedom to govern as
Although
you
maybe I would try it.
choose, to civilize the land.
Maybe this is another
be
one that
changed by it.
might be suitable for
You
one of
must be
those
starving from
holiday
the
live
exhausting
streams.
boat ride over. So warm your toga and
I
fill
said I
your
wanted to
belly
change the
at
core
local
concept of
tavern
them
with
to
a
try out
hearty
different
meal of
games. So
roast beef and
this could be
beer.
one of those titles.
Oh, and their cheese pairs surprisingly well with wine. Don't ask how I know.
Not gonna lie, as a kid, I love these kind of games. I just can't play them anymore.
Maintain Celtic ways,
That's fair. I mean, I used to play like Roller Coaster Tycoon, although I'd be down to try that again. You know, Roller Coaster Tycoon and
Romanize and build the Grammaticus or the theater.
I'm not sure if I ever played a game like the city building stuff.
Their forges,
I like Sims,
with copper tin and silver
Roller Coaster
flowing from
Tycoon.
these hills, no
There was one
other
more
Volata's
I'm
army
just
strikes like
not
thunder.
remembering right now.
Oh,
But
otherwise,
yeah, I haven't played them in a
Varda
long
will
time.
notice your Roman ways, and if pushed too far, you'll need to be ready for battle. Their gods, strange as they
I think the real test is like these games would almost feel very intimidating to get back into because there's so many systems and so many options. It's like how easy is it to like just get in there as a first time player and learn everything, or you're gonna have to like dedicate hours of yourself to just learning the basics.
You can either govern like one or be a sympathetic leader.
Have you ever played Planet Coaster? No.
Just imagine this marshland filled with terracotta
It sounds familiar, but I don't think I
roofs,
have played it now.
bathhouses. Oh, civilized.
Played Age of Empires a lot? Yeah.
This place is wild, from wicker men to mystical Celtic rites. But it is also your blank slate. So will you rule with a Roman fist or a Celtic touch? What happens next? That's up to you. You can take it from here.
I mean, it must be exhilarating to see something that you took from nothing, right? And then you built this entire metropolis, you know, and civilization literally before your eyes. I mean, that must... Just imagining how that feels, like tens of hours of work being put into that.
Ones to play
Nuts.
montage. We are about to show you
Then you
a
gotta
series
manage
of
it
great
afterwards.
games that you can play once the show's over.
Planet Coaster is
our
Roller Coaster
elevator
Tycoon
pitches
style.
convince
There is a
you.
Planet
You can
Coaster
head on
and
over
Planet
to the
Coaster
Future
2
Games
released
Show
in
Steam page
2024.
and dig right in.
Interesting.
Let's kick things off with Aethermancer, a monster-taming roguelite.
The Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise is still, like, I know it's not fully active, but it's still, like, you know, around, yeah? Like, you can play, you can go play that game today if you wanted to, right? I could have swore, like, they had, like, a release not, like, 10 years ago or something like
How
that,
about
you know?
Morsels,
So it's not,
a
like, way
creature-collecting
out of the
roguelite
area.
starring a hungry little mouse
Or out of the bounds,
who
I
gains
guess
the
you could say, of
transformative powers
wanting to play
of a
today.
sentient fatberg. And last but not least, here's Woodo, the scene-building puzzle game with a profound story and a unique art style. That was our ones to play montage. Remember
Sorry about
to
that.
follow up on anything that caught your eye.
Monster taming,
let's take a moment
roguelike,
for a quick PS.
turn-based combat game, but
here at
golly,
the
I
Future
can't hear
Games Show
the term
recognize that
roguelike
gamers
anymore.
have diverse
Planet
perspectives
Coaster
on
is
what
from the
constitutes
Jurassic World
a good
Evolution
time.
devs. Oh, is it really?
Personally,
And there's
I
a
can
third
attest
game
to
of
the
that
unique
coming out
comforts
later
of
this
skulking
year.
around
I don't know
military
if I'm going to
bases
play
in a
Jurassic World
cardboard
Evolution
box.
3.
That's just me.
I really liked the first
Or
one.
running away
I
from
was
evil
not
babies
so
and vampire
into
lords
the
and
second
getting
one
called a
because
man thing.
they didn't really focus
that
more on
one.
a campaign
Well
with the
said,
second
David.
one.
But for some,
campaign
you
was a
know,
tutorial
driving
mode
a virtual big
in
rig
Evolution
from
2.
Finland to Sicily is
Evolution
their
3
idea
looks
of heaven.
interesting. I like
We just
that
wanna
it's
say
basically
that
a
is totally
Japanese,
valid.
you know, Asian setting.
Yeah. In fact, if
I think that's
that
really
is
cool,
you,
but
then
is it going to be
you're gonna
like,
really love it, our next trailer.
is there going to be new stuff there? Not just new dinosaurs, but is it going to be like, you know, is it going to make a case for itself to exist, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Trucks. You ever wanted to be on the road all by yourself and not get paid for it? Don't get your job. Don't get yourself a job in real life. Get yourself a job in a video game. Dude, you gotta wonder if people are gonna start using these games as like work history. They're gonna put it on their resume. You know, I got 300 hours in Truck Simulator. Oh, they're coming. They're not on console? I guess not.
Can't get much better than a trailer full of trailers. Okay. Update your wish lists because SCS Software is bringing Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator
That's what Gen Z is going to do.
and Xbox.
Gen Z is going to update their resume, their LinkedIn.
Pleased to reveal the
Truck
War
Simulator
Sales DLC for Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, which will bring a Viking-inspired faction to the game.
Power
Now,
Wash Simulator.
Thanks to Tailworks Entertainment,
400
we
hours.
can show you a closer look at what to expect.
Sorry to
from
all
this
the Gen Z
hotly
people in
anticipated
chat. I have a friend at Russia that loves both ETS2 and ATS. Oh, Euro Truck Simulator and American Truck Simulator. Okay. I was going to ask you what those mean, but Tyler already did that for me. You want to drive an 18-wheeler with a rig that you can't buy that can buy 2 actual cars. Then they got the game for you. Yeah. Hey, there are people who do. There's a lot of people here who do that. They buy like the cheapest Honda Civic, and they'll put like the most expensive wing and like muffler on it, you know, and you can hear them all night. You know, just like you. Sometimes we sleep with the window open, and it's like, and it's just, you know, it's a fucking Honda Civic with this giant ass spoiler. And it's just like, dude, where are you going? And you spent more on the parts than you did on the actual car itself. Not gonna lie, I'm guilty of enjoying other gaming peripherals for racing games. Hey, that's all good. As long as you're having fun, who cares? He's convinced me to try it as it's the best road trip experience in gaming by his opinion. Interesting. I mean, I guess it'd be similar to like Flight Simulator. You know, kind of relaxing. And you're seeing the world, you know. I guess if you want to tune out, it's not that bad of an idea, you know? Something's going on in your life and you just want something just to like tune out to. Or maybe you're just looking for some quiet time and for whatever reason, driving a big rig and having the stress of making turns at the appropriate angles does it for you. He's also a car owner and constantly plays racing games. I always see him play Forza, Assetto Corsa, and other sim
Mount and Blade 2
Okay.
War Sales launches on PC,
Yeah, he's just,
PlayStation,
he's into
and
it.
Xbox
That's
later
good.
this year. What's next?
It's a Civic with custom spoilers.
We've got
Oh, they're
full
everywhere
gameplay
here.
reveal of Wild
They're
Rift,
everywhere.
a nostalgic on-rail
It's either
feel
a
inspired
Civic,
by Star Fox 64.
it's a Corolla, you know, or fucking like
That takes me back.
or Mazda, you know. It's like either one of those. And they're like all like the same. There's someone it's actually kind of fun. Someone down the street from where I am, a couple streets over, has a I think it's a Hyundai or something like that. I don't know. But they have an entire wrap of the car and it's Nier Automata. Like the entire thing is Nier Automata. It's got the logo on there, it's got 2B, 9S, and you could do a lot worse. I mean, it looks like one giant advert for the game, but it's a good game, so. Sometimes I see him just driving around. I'm like, who is that person? I'm a normie. I played Need for Speed and Forza titles, Test Drive, and Midtown Madness back in the day. I miss Test Drive, man.
That was your first look at
I'll never
gameplay
forgive them
Wild
for
Rift,
Solar
which
Crown
is
for
coming soon
fucking
to
that up.
PC.
Now let's check in with Windstorm, the legend of Himori.
It's been so
a horse
long
riding
since Test
adventure
Drive
where you
Unlimited
play
2,
as a
and you
brave
bring it back
courier
and you
in
fuck
13th
it up.
century Mongolia.
and you fuck it up so bad that not even the people who were like, not even the people who were there with you day one are like care anymore. Like no one cares at all about Test Drive Unlimited anymore.
Some days, I believe
I watched their trailers, their update trailers.
my duty as a courier.
This looks interesting.
Out there,
I watched their trailers where they talk about all the seasons and updates and stuff, and the comments are just filled with, you know, this game's dead, no one's playing anymore, give up. You know, I traded in this game a long time ago, or just I refunded the game. And then the best case scenario is that you see people saying, where's the offline mode? And they still have not given that. I know they're waiting. They're waiting for the offline mode to put that in when they finish doing all the content updates. It only makes sense. But who fucking cares at that point?
But other days, I ride simply to
Yeah, the Automata wrap is pretty cool. They made an always online racing game after the crew servers shut down. Yeah. Well, and then the previous games were never like that. There was always an online element, but you were never forced with the previous games to do that. That's why you can play them today. The whole reason why you can go back and play Test Drive Unlimited today is because it's not an always online game.
Is launching into early access.
And even before the game was coming out, when they first announced that it was always online, people were like, no, stop, don't do it. And it's like, the writing was on the wall. Like, I just don't know how. And then you don't add the basics of having stuff like, you know, ownable property. There's no casino thing.
Got a lucrative job, just sitting here.
Like there's just like the whole game, like from the get-go, was like, why the fuck did, like, why are you doing that?
Power it up. And
Sorry.
take on a handful of low-risk bounties. And then the cash will start.
It just really
pouring.
pisses me off because like I was there for day one, practically for day one for both games. For Test Drive Unlimited 2, I was there for day one. I picked up the first Test Drive Unlimited like a couple months afterwards, but I was there at the beginning. And I, like, out of all the racing games, that is one I hold, you know, very near and dear to my heart. I love that franchise. And it's like, yeah, it's coming back. They made us wait so long for it to come out because it was in development. They said, no, it's coming when it's ready, and then you fucked it up. And it was just like, I mean, as fans, like, as fans of the franchise,
Suit up and build your homestead in Bounty
you know, if you're a
Star,
developer,
which is
you're,
coming to PC,
many of the developers were
PlayStation,
fans
and
and also previous
while we're
developers
still here,
of the original
let's
games.
keep
It's like,
things
why
moving and
did
check
you
out
go in that
Koa
direction?
And the Guardians of the Sacred Tree.
All right, let's.
This is a mystical anime roguelike where you
I want to move past that. I don't know if I'll ever get that game. I told myself that I would only possibly get it if it's an offline, if they make an offline mode. But by the time that happens, it's like, is it even going to be a good game? Because the people who played it don't even say it's really that good of a game. You see, even at its core, it's just like very average in everything it does. And Test Drive Unlimited was anything but average.
I just know that Rayleigh's going to love them.
Hamster, you're waiting for it, and the beta convinced you to remove it from your wish list. Remember when I covered the, was it the beta or the demo or whatever? And I felt the same way afterwards. I was like, oh, it needs a lot of work. If they make a No Man's Sky like comeback, then it'll be worth it, I suppose. But like the odds of that happening, I don't know, man. I don't see it. Soldier Crown is the major disappointment for me in this generation currently of all games. Yeah, it's up there.
What's next, David?
Trying to think what else.
Trailer for Shape of Dreams, a MOBA roguelike fusion where you fight through procedural worlds.
Yeah, it's definitely up there. Is it just me, or is the Future Games Show more interesting than the main O&L presentation? No, I almost expected it would be. Like, O&L was fine, but like the variety that FGS has right here is just something that O&L can't really match. I got tired of all the anime-looking style games on opening night live yesterday. I think I even said it. I was like, these games are starting to look the same now. I wanted
You heard
dates
it here
about
first.
hardcore
Shape of
dates for
Dreams
some of
is
these
coming to
games
PC on
and
September
releases,
11th,
and I'm surprised we
but
didn't
there's
get
a
too
demo
much of
available
that
now on Steam
with
if
the
you wanna
last
go
presentation.
hands-on after the show.
Okay, I think it's about time we gave you all a VR mission. Reach is a reality-crossing adventure.
Anyway, yeah,
with
this
full
is
body
I know I'm not
games
we're having a conversation.
With
I am
Blue's
paying
lead the
attention
latest trailer.
somewhat. I promise. But yeah, it's a good show. Solar Crown. Wait, hold on. Is it?
You have
Catch up on the comments.
If you're
I guess all the talent went to the Ivory
something is
Tower.
horribly wrong.
It's another. Is it Embracer? No, it's Nacon.
To survive.
Nacon is, I believe, the publisher behind
Take these
Test Drive
gauntlets.
Unlimited.
They'll enhance your
Well, the current
strength
publisher
and
behind
help
the
you
Test Drive
heal.
Unlimited games.
They are one of
It was an
my
Atari
finest
franchise.
accomplishments. Having the gauntlets enables the use of a throwing shield. The shield can be used to protect yourself.
Speaking of
and to help you
Nacon, that new
climb.
RoboCop
Climb you
expansion
must.
slash minigame came out, and that looks really
Upgrade
good.
your tools to survive and turn their weapons against them. And climb
I want to get that as well. I was surprised that they were going to make a physical release for that.
Drones. I built these as an ingenious way to extend the reach of your poor, short human arms.
Still don't have VR.
Let's not forget your bow, an ancient but effective tool. Collect grubs to synthesize different arrows, then stun, freeze, and blast your way through Farah. Careful, Rosa.
Are those the PlayStation controls, by the way, on the bow and arrow that she has?
Quick, Rosa, jump!
You look, if they show the bow and arrow again, oh, they didn't. They had the PlayStation controls almost. Square, triangle, X, circle.
That was Reach, a jaw-dropping adventure coming
I've heard of
soon
that game
to
before,
VR
though.
headsets. Get that on your wish list ASAP. And we're following that bombshell with a developer
USC needs an
presentation
offline
for
mode and more
Little Nightmares 3.
lifestyle
It focuses
elements
on a creepy
that are
carnival
new,
that you and your co-op partner will have
innovate,
the
yeah.
pleasure of exploring. in
Sleeping
the
on so
cold.
many great titles without VR, to be honest.
come
Am
here.
I really?
Actually, where is
There's
my
only like 2 or 3
co-op
games
partner?
like I'd actually be really interested in playing, but
David? David?
Jacob keeps telling me like oh, you should get a VR headset. I'm always like but don't really have the room for it. And then
Hi everyone, I'm Cody Finiello,
I also
global
don't
producer
like
on Little Nightmares
the
3.
one that you'd want
And
is a
today I'm
PC
thrilled to
version,
introduce
right?
you
So
to a
it's
newly
like
announced
you need
chapter
a
of the
powerful
game,
computer for
Carnival.
that. And then like how much are the headsets now? Like I know you have the Oculus Quest, right? That's the wireless one. I like the idea of the Quest, that it's no tethering, it's all on the
Little
headset,
Nightmares 3
but
is an atmospheric
there's
adventure
only so
game
much
in
power that
which
the
you
Quest
follow the
has.
journey of Flo and Alone.
I'd really
They are
like
two
to play
best friends
Half-Life
ever
Alyx,
since they
though.
found each other in this lonely nightmare.
That'd probably be like priority number 1 for VR. Is this Little Nightmares? This looks really good.
This time, they are trapped in the carnival, a place that might seem joyful and welcoming at first, but of course,
Or is this
appearances can be
Reanimal?
deceiving. Behind the
I just
colorful
don't know
lights
about
and
those
twisted
minigames without having
attractions
an
hides an uncanny resident, a mysterious, menacing presence whose shadow looms over the entire place.
Do you still need a Facebook
You'll
account for the
feel it,
MetaQuest like the
you'll hear
Oculus?
it.
Oh, that's a good question.
You might even catch a glimpse, but never quite enough to feel
Don't have
safe.
Facebook. Nor do I want one.
Apart from the resident, you encounter other
Isn't the HTC
unfamiliar
Vive
figures.
still like the king
perfect cunning
of
and
VR
aggressive
headsets though?
love putting on a show in the carnival, especially for the herds.
You don't need it? That's
Oddly
good.
captivated by them and by candy. As you'll see, our two characters find a clever way to use that obsession, drawing one of them away to get a safe passage.
No, I never played any of these
Little
games
Nightmares
either.
3 is full of eerie challenges. Sometimes you'll have to run for
Little
your
Nightmare
life.
games. Never played them. Ooh.
But other times, it's better to be smart and stealthy to survive.
These games look like right up my
Here, where
alley. So
patience and silence are your best allies.
I love the visual style of them. I like the depth. I like the just I mean
As in the
everything, the way
previous
it looks is
titles,
really
you'll face
fantastic.
clever puzzles that block your path.
Another one.
But for the first
do a
time
live
in
stream
the
of
series, you
time.
can now play online with a friend and face childhood fears together. Prefer to play solo? Don't worry, the other character will be controlled by a helpful AI companion.
It's not 2018, so no, HTC Vive is not a king for like 7 years at least. Does Valve have their own, by the way? I need to bed. Thanks for the stream. Catch you in the next one. All right, take care, Silver. Thank you very much for being here. Good to see you and talk to you.
When Little Nightmares relaunches October 10th, 2025. And if you want to dive into the nightmare right now,
That's how behind I am, hamster.
in
terms of
early access to
my
the
knowledge
first
of
title
VR.
the franchise, Little Nightmares.
Because it wasn't the Vive like
Infamous Edition.
$1,000 back in the day. Hello, the Joannes. Doing well. Talking about VR and watching Little Nightmares. Yeah, they had the enhanced edition, so. But I think we have these on Steam anyway. So.
Little Nightmares 3
In time.
lands on PC and consoles
give it
this
a try.
October 10th. And if it wasn't in your wish list already, it should be now, okay? Because I said so. Oh,
Box.
Okay. As you can see, I've had to get creative while David is somewhere. Is he in here?
These guys really have an issue with their voice actors and actresses just
You'll
leaving
never
the
know.
stage.
And
I think they need to
while
pay
you
them more
debate
often.
This Schrodinger's snake. Let's feast our eyes on the latest trailer from Lost Helden, a hand-painted JRPG from Artisan Studios.
Valve Index is probably still the best for PC VR from 2019, but the Quest 3 is so much easier to set up with access to exclusives on its own. But I thought the Quest 3, the whole thing was like it doesn't have the power because it's all internally rendered through the headset itself, right? Or has it gotten to the point where now what they're able to put in the Quest power-wise is efficient, I guess, enough for these games? Because I was always of the mindset, or I always thought that that was the big Achilles heel with the Quest, was that you get the no tethering, but it's the internals, or I guess the power that's the headset itself kind of suffers as a result of that. Internally rendered, and it supports PC VR via
Mark your
cable and
calendars.
stream. Oh,
Lost
I see what
Helden
you're
is
saying.
coming to PC and consoles
So
in 2026.
if it's not enough, you can okay.
We've
So
got
the
another
Quest
world premiere up
basically
next,
it's like a
and the
2-in-1
developers were
almost,
kind
because
enough
you can
to send
connect
me
to your computer and just use your computer to render everything if you
temporary
want to.
co-host. Super adorable. Don't get me wrong. I don't actually think he can read.
Is that a Pokemon?
So, anyway, here is your first look at Serial World. Yeah, show them. All right, I'll show them. Ha ha!
Quest 1 is supported since 2019. I guess it's nice if you have the flexibility there. But how, like, accuracy-wise for the Quest, because there's no other, like, you don't put sensors anywhere, right? It's like on its own. So like, I mean, is it pretty good? I guess it would have to be. Play its exclusives, PCVR, and access Meta's exclusive PCVR store in the helmets with their own exclusives from 2016 and 2019. Okay. So that'd be the one, I guess, from your recommendation, you're saying that would be the one to get if you're just getting into VR. It's the most flexible. I don't think the Quest is that expensive either. So I could play Half-Life Alyx with the Quest. I guess I would just render it from my computer. That'd probably be the way to do it. Plug it in, have your computer render it, and then play via the Quest. There's still a lot of
You're saying it's a
variety
roguelike
from games
deck
today,
builder
and mainly
that's coming
from
to PC
indies
and
though, not
consoles in
AAA's. Oh yeah,
2026? Oh, well, cool. Yeah, I'll let him know. What's
yeah,
that?
via PCVR. Okay, got you.
Oh, okay. Tell him to wishlist it. Yep. Yeah. I'll pass it on. Sounds
Okay.
good. You don't have
I'm
hearts.
back. I'm sorry, I had a urgent Kodak call, but should I ask about the little creatures or?
Nope. Okay. We go way back. Yeah, don't worry about those guys. Let's just focus on our final ones to watch deep dive.
It's
Yeah,
like the most
sure.
basic
No further
animation.
questions.
The same.
Look,
It's the same
here's an
loop.
interview with the developers of Phantom Blade Zero, where you play.
So yeah, there are PCVR games, Meta's PCVR own games from their own titles that are rendered like the Qualcomm processor from Deadpool, Batman Arkham Shadow, yeah, Resident Evil 4 VR. How is Resident Evil 4? So is Resident Evil 4 VR first person then? It would have to be.
Movie, so all the movements are motion captured by real
It's a
Kung Fu
complete
masters.
remaster
We have 30
on
main weapons
Unreal
and more
Engine
than 20
4.
secondary weapons.
Oh, it's
You
not
can
based
pick
off the
2
remake?
primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons. So all these 4 combined together to build a set. There are
Is it the
tons
original
of
game?
different play styles and different varieties you can choose from in games. I think we may be the first one to bring all the cool weapons in Chinese
Oh, this
Kung
is,
Fu cultures to this level
yes.
of
Oh,
production.
I remember
So
seeing
I
this.
think
This game
is
looked
something
amazing.
attractive to not
It's got
only
that
the
flashy
Chinese players,
combat.
but for the players around the world.
It came out 2 years prior to the remake. Got you. Okay, so it's the original game. It's first person and it's really good. Oh, that's cool.
People will never understand what it is exactly until they actually play it. We're something in between a Souls game and a
This looks really good, by the
big,
way. Like what they're doing with the
Baldur's Gate or
animations.
Witcher. There are many
Very
accessible
impressive.
ways to navigate people around the map.
I just hope it really
but
plays well.
nowadays, because Souls genre is very influential. So many people will hide everything and it's super complicated, no directions and everything. We see our games are different. We even have a hand-drawn map that will guide you to the next port. Because our point is to tell a story, to build an original world, and to showcase our amazing move sets. And that's all our game is about. Our game is not about very slow move or explore or lost in the very intricate map. It's not like that.
I mean, for hack and slash games
There
or
are
melee
3 levels
combat
of
games like this,
completion of our game. The first run for an average
looks
player,
really
I would say
incredible.
The first
Look at the
run
arts,
will just review
lighting,
like
and
30% or 40% of the whole game, and you will miss more than half of the content. This demo, this whole level, is actually an optional level in our whole game. Very
Really?
handcrafted, well-polished level that can be totally missed in the walkthrough.
that's amazing.
Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero is a new game you'll never see before. So you're welcome to follow our social medias like X, TikTok,
I just
and
really wanna
Instagram
play
and
it.
YouTube. First day
Another
will
game
be
I would love a
on
demo for.
Steam, Epic Game, and PlayStation 5 and 5 Pro.
I don't
So
get
stay
excitement for
tuned
what I
to our
see. It's
game
another
and
Souls
keep your
like
eye on
in an
us.
Asian
We will
setting. Well,
announce
I
the
mean,
releasing date
why
this
number
year within
99,999? It's a different, well, I guess a different. I was gonna say a different
Thank you to the
setting,
team at
but
S
like
Game
the
for the
animation
lowdown
wise and the
on Phantom
combat
Blade
looks
Zero.
really
It's
like
coming soon to PC
intricate.
and PS5.
So to me,
We're closing in on the end
I
of
look
the
at that
show
and I say,
now.
wow,
I
the
know,
animation
it's
wise,
very
and
sad, but
if you'd
there's
seen the
still
other
a few
gameplay,
surprises left
it's
in store.
kind of very fast paced
Speaking
and
of which,
stuff.
here's another
Music's really
world
good too.
premiere.
I'm down for that.
The Witch Spire. As old as time itself.
How about this one, hamster? It's colorful. Oh shit. I pushed the keyboard. This all looks exactly like the same game with a shit ton of different names. Bakers can't be choosers, man. That's what we're in. That's what we're currently dealing with right now. I do agree there needs to be more variety. Absolutely. There needs to be a lot more variety. I don't like how everyone has to move in waves of like what's popular. Like people can't just make things that they're interested in making. And because of, I think it's really Elden Ring's fault, and From Software didn't do anything but make great games, but it's the success that those games had. Everyone looks at that and it's like, oh wow, we got to do this. Look how much money they're making. Elden Ring Game of the Year, Sekiro Game of the Year, millions upon millions of copies sold. Oh my god, we got to do that. And it's just like, all right, but why does like everything have to disappear as we make an effort into that? Because now everyone's trying to do it. Like you don't, I just don't, I don't get why people do that or operate that way as publishers. Twins chasing, yeah. Yeah, they did say it's in between. I believe that's what they said in the video. It's not Souls-like, it's not full, like there's some strategy involved. But what they're doing animation-wise, because if you've seen other videos, it's like, it looks really flashy.
Witchspire.
So how does it play? That's really kind of
survival
the main
game
question.
coming to PC early
I feel like I'm getting
access
crazy
in
seeing the same game
2026.
constantly reintroduced.
Shall we keep it
Neo
moving
3,
with
well,
another
Neo 3,
trailer,
like
David?
Neo 3, yeah.
Here's gameplay for Active Matter. A high-octane
It's
extraction
that game
shooter
still uses
where
some of the
players
same
fight across
animations
fractured
as the
networks.
previous Neo games as well, so I can't blame that. Black Myth, Black Myth is a bit more interesting to me because it's got that interesting, you know, design, the interesting character in that world. You haven't really seen that before. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily count. I haven't played the game itself, so I don't know. I guess what you're talking about is the way it plays, more so than how the game looks visually and the world takes place and the styles of characters and stuff. What really makes me sad though is I look at a first-person shooter now, any FPS as like with great interest because there's so few of them. So like I look at this and I'm like, oh, this looks interesting, when in reality it just, I mean, there's some interesting elements about it, but like I feel like because there's been an absence of shooters, it's like I'll take anything at this point, shooter-wise. I can't tell if this is co-op, extraction, or single player. This looks good though. Kind of reminds me of Atomic Heart in some ways. You recognize the music choice? Victor Zoe or Zoe? I'm mispronouncing his name. Victor. Not all games are Souls-like. I see a lot of unique games from Steam devs. The problem is a lot of different types of games don't get advertised enough. Well, that too. That's a good point. Independent games can't.
Active Matter is coming soon to PC and consoles, but
they can't
you can
shove it in
sign
your
up for the
face as
closed
much
beta
as
right
AAA
now
slop.
at activematter.game.
That looked really interesting.
Jump in when it launches after the show.
All right, let's throw it over to our friends at Capcom.
What about that one,
more
Hamster?
about the publisher's upcoming space station adventure.
Oh, it's soy?
Pragmata.
Okay. Oh, this is the Wait, this is Pragmata? Oh, it is. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Let's get up for this. I'm surprised we're seeing this here. I did not expect this to be here.
I'm Edwin Edzo, producer on Pragmata. As you
Here
enjoy
we
this
go.
gameplay footage, let me take you through what
How about this
Pragmata
for
is
some
all
variety,
about.
Hamster?
Pragmata is set on a cold lunar research station dedicated to the research of lunar filament, a dreamlike material that can be used to create almost anything as long as you have the data for it. One day, all signals from the station
3D
suddenly
print
go dark. Hugh Williams, our spacefarer, is sent as part of a team to investigate. But right after landing, a lunar quake hits, separating him from his team, and he falls deep into the station. Unconscious and badly injured, he is saved by Diana, a unique android created using lunar filament. She is a Pragmata. From here, the two must work together to survive and find a way to get Hugh back to Earth.
I almost thought this game was going to become the deep down of this generation. I'm glad it's not though.
Hooking control protocols. Analyzing. Converting the interact matrix. Visualization complete. Initiating hack.
Their journey will take them through the depths
This
of
song
the
and the
station,
musician was
facing the
banned from
dangers
Russia's
that await
history
them.
encyclopedia
One of the
because of
stand-up
the
features of
anti-Soviet
Pragmata is
messaging.
combat
Oh, that's
system,
really
in which
interesting.
both of our protagonists must work together.
It's also present in the
Diana can hack
GTA
enemies,
4
which opens up their armor. You can then come in with this arsenal of various weapons to shoot at their now exposed weak spots. This two-in-one
Metro
gameplay
Exodus
extends to
Radio.
exploration as
Okay.
well, where Diana hacks the station's systems to allow them to continue their exploration.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
And Hugh can use his thrusters to hover around the station and to quickly dodge
It's
enemy
nice
attacks.
because it doesn't look like it's all just straightforward combat. You know, you got puzzle solving, you got some platforming. Really interesting art direction and style and worlds.
Pragmata will appear at multiple game events, so keep an eye on the Pragmata socials to see where you can try it out early. And if you want a taste of the gameplay, head to the official Pragmata website and check out the hacking minigame. Pragmata will be available.
Be nice to
on
get a demo
PlayStation
for that
5,
as well.
Xbox Series X, S, and PC.
2026 is going to be a big year for Capcom. What they got? They got the Onimusha. Oh, the next Resident Evil. Yeah, you're
Pragmata is coming
absolutely
in
right.
2026, so wishlist it now. And
2026 is a
if
big
you're
year in
here at
general.
Gamescom, you can play it on the show floor.
2025 has been
Okay,
pretty good in
we've
terms of
got
like
one more thing to
the
show you
amount of
before we
releases. I mean, there's so many
Yes,
games coming
what
out.
would
It's
we be
insane.
without
So
one more thing.
you got
Spooky
stuff to
season is
play.
approaching after all.
Ooh, and this is our
However, from the
final
current
goal.
version of GTA 4, old songs were removed due to licensing issues. Really? So, like I have the 360 version, and I also have the PC version. Episodes from Liberty City, GTA 4, and episodes from Liberty City. I didn't know that. So they went back and they had to remove music because of licensing.
Just like
So if you buy the game today, will you get I guess a different version, or you get sort of
just like yours.
that affected issue? But if I re-download it, does that also affect it?
October 31st, 1963. No motive.
Vladivostok was the final level of Metro Exodus. Trying to remember.
Senseless.
2018. I need to play that series again. In fact,
I met him.
you noticed me on
15 years
Xbox.
ago.
I was playing through Metro 2033, the original version, on Xbox 360. I never played that version, but I did try to play the PC version way back in the day, and I didn't like the original 2033. I didn't like the gameplay systems and everything. I don't know what it is, but I went back and I played it literally like a couple weeks ago, but on the 360 this time. And I beat the whole game. Like, I really enjoyed it. Even with the jank and the issues of controls and stuff like that that were later iterated upon in the Last Light, still really enjoyed it. So maybe it just my taste changed a bit.
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him. You can't kill the boogeyman.
Halloween. Single player and multiplayer experience coming in 20. Oh wow, I'm shocked it's a single player experience because usually they've been doing these, 4-on-1 type games.
That's right.
I was expecting that.
Halloween, the game, is a stealth horror game based on
That
the
could be
beloved
interesting
movie
depending on
from
how they do it.
1978.
Yeah, it features a story mode as well as an online multiplayer component, and it's coming in 2026. So update those wish lists.
But with that, we've
Correction,
officially
it's a
reached
city
the
from
end
the
of the
Sam
show.
Story DLC in Metro. Okay.
Well, before
it's
we
removed
go,
from the
we
PC
want to
version.
extend
Oh,
a
really?
massive thank you to all the
So
talented
that's all
developers
versions
who
on PC.
contributed to
So
this year's
interesting.
Gamescom Showcase, as well as everybody watching at home.
All
in
this
the
stuff
long
just happens
ride.
behind the scenes. I had no
Remember,
idea
you
of
can head
that.
to the dedicated Future Games Show Steam page to wish list your favorite games from today's show.
Past 2 years have
And we
been
also have
insane.
ton
A lot of good
follow-up
stuff
content
coming
dropping
out.
across GamesRadar.com. So you can
Quality
dig
of
deeper into your
games
favorite
of
reveal.
these releases needs
And
to
if you want
improve.
to watch all of the individual trailers from today's show, just
But
head
yeah,
to the
there's a lot of
FPS
like this
YouTube
year
channel.
in particular.
Don't
I noticed
go
that
anywhere
a lot
just
of
yet,
stuff
though,
is coming out.
because
It's like
our
a lot of stuff we've
FPS
been waiting
Live
for
from
has
Gamescom
been finally
Showcase
releasing.
airs right after this, with even more exclusive
You won't
trailers
get it.
and
You need to
developer
mod the
interviews.
PC version of Django.
That's right. I'm
Okay.
told they're
So yeah,
opening
you
the
just
show with a fantastic world
I guess the
premiere, so
360
you
version
don't
it's preserved on the
wanna miss
disc, so I don't need to worry about anything.
Shall we
But
sign off?
curious.
Try to seem all
Also, Cameron, I've been wondering since your Xbox 360 store video, why did you buy the Liberty City Stories expansions digitally and not on the disc?
I'm Maggie Robertson.
And I'm David
So
Hayter.
so.
And
Oh, by the way, this is the end.
the Future Games Show at Gamescom 2025.
That was the last thing they showed. Was the Halloween game?
So good.
All right. Well, there we go. That was the Future Game Show. Don't worry, I'll get to the questions in just a bit. Yeah, I think it was a decent presentation overall. I have to say I like this maybe slightly more than Opening Night Live, if not the same. There wasn't any groundbreaking, you know, like announcements. I guess the only thing I still very much was happy to see that Routine was getting a release date. But nothing like really earth-shattering, at least that I can remember. Maybe one of you guys will put it in the comment. I'm trying to remember if there was like anything that was just like, oh my god, you know, like I can't believe that's coming. Anyway, back to the questions. Yeah, so the reason I didn't get the DLC on disc and buy just the GTA 4 and Episodes from Liberty City expansion disc, I like having the original, and you probably noticed this if you watch my collection videos. Like, I don't know if it's probably just my OCD and stuff like that, but I like having original launch versions of games as they are day one, as you know, as they basically came. So that being said, like that copy of GTA 4 I own, by the way, I've had for many years, like a really long time. Probably before. I'm trying to think, like have it before Episodes from Liberty. No, probably by that time Episodes from Liberty City and that whole disc thing came out already. So the point is that I just like having the original versions of games for me personally. I also, the way I treat the way I'm going to probably treat my collection moving forward is I'm going to get rid of a lot of excess. I've talked about this a little bit. Right now I'm kind of focusing on getting rid of some of my consoles that I don't need. Like I don't need 3 Xbox Ones. You know, stuff like that. So I'm trying to get rid of just excess hardware, but I think eventually what will happen is I'm going to go through my game collection and I'm going to see which games I have on PC. And Jake and I, and also his brother as well, we all Steam family share. So I got like 900 games on Steam. Like no lie, I got 900 or access to 900 games on Steam. There's so many games on Steam, and a lot of these games I have duplicate versions of on you know, from my console version, from my console disc. So it's like, and if I'm gonna play the games again, you know, right now I'm going through my whole collection on discs, my consoles. So, and that's why I'm doing the reminiscing videos and stuff. But I think as I start getting into like newer, like even like PS4 games and Xbox One games and even current generation games, when eventually the time comes where we'll be doing reminiscing videos on something like Pragmata, for example, you know, like current games coming out, probably if I'm going to play those games a second time or whatever the case may be, I'm probably going to do it on PC, you know. Like I said, I'm going to be building a new computer, and whenever I do, I'm going to basically stick with PC gaming. That's going to be like my main platform. I'm not leaving it again like I did before and the time before that. So that's basically my plan there. But yeah, that's why like I purposely went out and I got original versions of games because I liked having that. I also, you'll notice in my collection, I don't have any greatest hits or platinum hits titles at all. I might have a greatest hits disc or a platinum hits disc, but the case itself is the original launch version. Just because I like the way that looks on my shelf. So anyway, that's the reason behind why I did that. But I do have GTA 4 and Episodes from Liberty City already on Steam. I'd like to get the Grand Theft Auto 5 enhanced version on Steam as well in time. But that's why I didn't go out of my way to buy basically the disc version. Because if I'm going to play those DLCs, they came out first digitally, not via disc. All right. I hope that answers your question, Trig. I'm sorry. Looking through. Tyler says he's going to message me more on X, more details. That's perfectly fine. Episodes, yeah. Was I saying Liberty City Stories? I'm sorry. That is a PSP and PS2 game, which I actually do plan on picking up later on. So excuse me if I was making a error there. I wonder if we'll get another future game show by December 2025. It feels about right, I guess. Do one for the holiday. If not, very early next year. That'd be perfectly fine. I mean, the only big event coming up is the Game Awards, which is in December. So we'll probably get big announcements there. We'll see what's happening. You're missing so many great DLCs. I recommend those that Dead Island 2 and Atomic Heart got. Really? Well, I know about Atomic Heart's expansions, although I really had no interest to try them out. Like, they weren't on my list, but they're really good. Dead Island 2, really? The DLCs for Dead Island 2 are good? I like the game a lot, but again, I had no interest in really checking out any expansions. Like, in terms of expansions and stuff, I'm trying to think, like, obviously I want to play, like, Phantom Liberty for Cyberpunk. The God of War Valhalla thing is free. I need to try out that thing as well. So I first watched your channel in February 2014, and that was 1 month before I turned 13. Your channel is my late childhood. Wow, it's mine too. It's literally, I was your age when you started watching me. I was your age when I was doing YouTube. I was 13. Incredible. Thank you very much for being here, Tyler. This version of episodes from Liberty City is not the original version? I didn't... Oh, so you're saying... or I guess, Hamster, are you saying if I bought the disc version of episodes from Liberty City, then I wouldn't get the music and stuff? It wouldn't have been included because it's a newer version of the game that they had removed. That's interesting. I wonder if it makes the original version... I don't know how many people know that, but I wonder if it makes the original version any more desirable. Oh, what's the... Wow, Tynal, $2? Popping in to say hi. Anything interesting? Well, first of all, thank you very much. I completely accidentally turned on the stream, what do you call it? The super chats and stuff like that. I did not mean to do that, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. I need to find a setting. I need to find out how to turn it off. I don't even know how to turn it off. But I really appreciate your support. Anything interesting? It was a good show. I had a good time watching this. This was fun. I think, again, like I said, it's a bit better than opening night live. If not, I liked it about the same. But there is still nothing from Gamescom, at least in my view, that was like so earth-shatteringly like incredible. Like, nothing that really took me by surprise. There's a lot of really good stuff and updates from games that we knew were coming. But I'm trying to think. There's nothing that was like super earth-shattering. So unless someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I have to watch the announcements. What I typically do after I watch these and stream them for you guys is I go back and I look at all the release dates, and then I add them to my list, my calendar, so I know when stuff is coming out. Just mod the PC version. That's the best way. Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the thing about PC versions, right? Is that they can remove it all they want, but someone from the community and the fans are always going to they're always going to bring back the core content in some way. I think it will be easiest way because I'm afraid Series X might update the game. Oh, that's a good point as well. You have the disc and it down. That's a good point. And that's a shame because on the Series X you can play GTA 4 in 60 FPS because it runs it unlocked on the 360. So you get full 60 FPS on Series X. And I actually played the expansions and the GTA 4 game on Series X about a year or so ago. So yeah. Final says it's no problem. Have been here for years since Catalyst was announced. So I wanted to give you something back. Now you don't feel inclined to do so. You were just your viewership is enough. But really, thank you very much. That's really awesome. I feel very odd about it because that's probably the first super chat I ever got. Ever. So yeah, I'll have to dig through the YouTube settings because I forgot what happened. I think I was trying to schedule a stream and then I got like a pop up and it was like, do you want to enable so and so? You know, it's recommended or you meet the eligibility requirements. And then I was just like, yeah, whatever. And I just clicked on it, and then all of a sudden I have super chats and I can set goals and all this stuff, and I'm just like, you know, most of these streams get claimed anyway. Like that's what happened with opening night live is it got revenue sharing because of the music and the trailers and stuff like that, you know. So I don't make anything on the streams anyways, but you know, I don't really make anything on the ad revenue anyways, but that goes into that gets turned into funding the unboxing videos. So that's where your $2 will go, Tynal, into the next unboxing. I was actually going to pick up Crimson Desert when it came out later this year, but now it's been delayed to 2026. So what I think I'll start doing, by the way, is start doing polls for the unboxing videos so you guys can choose directly which games you guys want to see me unbox on day one. I think that's fair to do. Tyler says, thank you for the stream. You're very, very welcome. I'll be leaving here in just a bit. I just want to get the last couple questions. I'm pretty sure that on the PS3 version, at least you could decide not to update it, and that's why you probably still have access to the original songs. But the disc version came out later than the digital. Yes, that is true. On 360, I believe you're forced to update. I think you can cancel the update as it's updating, but it forces you to be offline. I think that's the whole thing. Like you have to be like offline completely on your console to do that. Just the good old days of having the games on disc. Remember those? You know, you got the whole game. It was there. Although on PS3, you still had to install stuff to your hard drive. At least on 360, it was optional. Although I did that anyway because you just got faster loading times. Spend 10 minutes, get faster loading times. I will keep you posted on if I go to the Game Awards 2025 as well. Yes, definitely do, Tyler. Again, I'd be happy to, you know, shake your hand and stuff, meet up. So just a word of advice, if you are planning on going, I would be there the moment the tickets go live. We'll be online ready to buy tickets. Don't worry about getting seats in the center column because anything in the center column is much more expensive. And honestly, you can get closer seats off to the left or right sides for cheaper prices, but it's cheaper because you're off to the left or right. And I would choose personally the left side facing the stadium. So if you're facing the stadium, this side, because on the right side, they have a whole crane system for the cameras and it can block your view of the stage. I learned that the hard way one of those years. Like trying to watch a trailer and there's this crane that's like in the middle of the screen and I'm just like I have to like stare through the crane to see the screen. Anyway, but yeah, just let me know. Happy to do that. Luckily enough, modders just recently even restored graphical features from 360 on PC. There's special effects. I didn't know that. Somehow the PC version from all these years had worse vegetation and shadowing in interiors, and almost nobody noticed that for 17 years. I had no idea about that. The 360 version also had that depth of field effect that just blurred out the distant detail. I know you can turn that off and on PC. I don't think it's really aged very well, the look of that game. At least the distant aliasing detail and stuff like that. I think that's why they had the definition turned on, or lack of definition turned on, because they were trying to hide the aliasing. Yeah, I didn't realize that. That's interesting. So modder is really just okay. So there's really a lot there. I know there's some mods for Grand Theft Auto 4 that dramatically change the lighting and the way it looks, and you can make it look pretty photorealistic. And I used to watch way back in the day when GTA 4 was relevant, all the machinimas, you know. If you remember, like Yeardley Diamond, well, I think he passed away actually, very sadly, but he did like the whole like Heavy Rain in Grand Theft Auto 4 like machinima series, and like had these really interesting. They had like a Crisis like Machinima series as well that was all in Grand Theft Auto 4. That dude was really talented. I think he passed away though a little while ago, which is kind of sad. But yeah, all those good times. Those modders taking all those interesting gameplay scripts and creating their own little series out of them. It's really unique and really interesting. I kind of miss those days on YouTube. You don't see that stuff at all anymore. Those fun machinimas. All right. Well, I'm gonna go get some lunch, guys. It's almost 1 o'clock here. So get some lunch. Probably play some. I'll see if there's any like new stuff to download on the PlayStation or Xbox Store. And like I said, I think what I'm gonna be doing is resuming playing modern games in the next week or so, because I'm going to be kind of left behind. So I might create a YouTube short for that. I'm kind of, again, I feel kind of bad because I don't have a project video ready for this month. I talked about this yesterday, but these longer, not really longer, but these more, varied videos that I typically like to do once a month. I don't have one prepared this month, and it really sucks because like I usually schedule everything out, but I've been kind of like off my my routine, I guess, in a way. So a lot of that stuff isn't scheduled out, and yeah, I'm just I don't have a project video ready for this month unless I can think of something in the next day or two that's easy to record and I can just do. But I want to make sure it's kind of worthwhile. But anyway, I'll update you guys on that later. But in any case, I guess we're good for now. So the next live stream, I don't even know. I think this is pretty much it, right? Because I'm going to the Game Awards more than likely. If anything happens and I just won't be going to the Game Awards, then I'll restream it. But that's very unlikely. I've been going basically every year. So I'll be going to the Game Awards, so I won't be streaming that. But if there's any other live streams that kind of pop up in between, actually, we might have a State of Play, because we didn't get a PlayStation State of Play, so we might get one basically in September. But Sony's been kind of, Sony likes to announce those literally the day before they happen. So I guess we'll wait and see. All right, guys. I guess I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Tynel, again, thank you so much for your support. It's really awesome, dude. And I guess I'll talk to you guys in the next couple days. All right? See ya.